All right, family. Black Power. You're back with the general, man. We got some fire today. You already know what it is. We're gonna be talking about the new Michael Jackson biopic. Is out. Is breaking all type of records. Michael Jackson is streaming. Is streaming out of control. You feel what I'm saying? And so but the allegations, molestation allegations are coming up again. And that people's is wondering why it wasn't in the in the biopic, the movie, and people's is and here we go again, family. And so Michael Jackson was acquitted. You know, he was acquitted, but I guess people want to have their own. They want to have their own. They want to have their own trial. You know, I believe if they could have got him, they would have got him. I do know that Mike. Mike do be on some weird shit. Now I ain't gonna lie. He be on some weird shit, but it just never crossed my mind that he was that way. You know what I'm saying? The nigga think he Peter Pan and the nigga think he's into magic. He's he's Peter Pan. But it never crossed my mind that Mike was on that type of shit. You know, and I know the nigga. And I don't think he even I don't even think the nigga he was gay. A lot of people, but I think people got past that and just say that Mike was just a weird nigga. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, they say he never had a childhood, and so he get lost into the fairy tale books and shit. He wanted to be a real, he wanted to live in a real fairy tale. That's why the nigga made his house, then called it Neverland. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Had animals out at his, and he said and so he wanted to give, he said he wanted to give back. But I never seen him, I never saw him that way. And so, you could be wrong about some shit, but then again, you might, you could be right. You could be right on some shit. And so, he went to trial. Everything was and they couldn't get their shit was them people was lying. Yeah, yeah, he was. Yeah, that fucked him up too when he got his head caught on fire. Yeah, Michael Jackson. Yeah, he say he had. Yeah, he did have a shit. Listen to Michael when he was young. Shit, Michael Jackson had a deeper voice when he was young. Shit, he was out singing all his brothers and shit, and he was the youngest. Shit, you know what I'm saying? He had a deeper voice than they had. Shit, you know. Yeah, he had a deeper voice than they had, but yeah, yeah, I remember when his head it got caught on fire. Yeah, that did fuck him up. Like shit, nigga, that's what that Jerry curl shit to do, nigga. That shit is flammable. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker got that Jerry curl juice and shit and all that shit like kerosene. Yeah, it ain't funny. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Mike was above, nigga. Mike was the industry, man. Real talk. And no, it'll never be another motherfucker like him, never. They won't even allow it. Mike was just, had become like nigga Thanos, you know what I'm saying? And he was saying they wasn't even trying to really promote his music no more. You know what I'm saying? Because he said he could have still been selling crazy numbers, but they stopped wanting to motherfucking promote him. They stopped because he started cutting into their ass. You know what I'm saying? Some of them out. He started cutting into them, and they didn't like that shit. You know, they didn't like that shit. And so, anybody, once you wake up, once you wake up, they going and knowing how much money he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I seen that when he. Yeah, yeah. Ain't no telling what was going on. Yeah, I seen when Dick Gregory said that he died from malaise. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling what they did to Michael Jackson, man. You know what I'm saying? And then that motherfucking doctor was a fucking Freemason plant. Yeah, that motherfucker was on some Freemasonry. Man. I'm gonna put it on the live stream, my 24-hour live stream. That one I did on Michael Jackson. Now I did put something in there. It was on some occult shit. You have to watch it and see what you think about it. You just had to listen and see what you think about it. But anyway, he was found not guilty. That's what it is. And I think he had Johnny Cochran. Both of them. Both of them. Prince too. Prince really started. He was really cutting into their ass before Mike was. And he came up. Cause they fucking had his they had his catalog. Shit, you know what I'm saying? They had his motherfucking catalog. But see, the thing is about both of them, where all that music at? See, the shit is that they got a lot of music that they ain't released. Prince stopped, Prince had probably a lot of him and Mike. I know Prince for sure said he had a lot of shit that he hadn't released, because he wasn't giving it to their ass. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't giving it to their ass. Yeah, that dangerous. It did. Yeah, it did. I did a video on that. Yeah, he had a lot of, but Mike was a cult anyway, because he had that mask on. That and but that's some that's some Freemason shit. I ain't gonna say he hadn't tapped in. He might wanted to tap out. Because you couldn't have got that big without tapping in. You know what I'm saying? So he had tapped in. But it's hard to tap out. It's hard to tap out once you tap in. Yeah, both of them. Both of them it was ridiculously talented. You know what I'm saying? It'll never be another one or the other. You know what I'm saying? It'll never come around like that. These niggas out today, they too digitized and shit. You know what I'm saying? And them boys come off of, out of the, right behind the 70s and shit, where they actually was able to tap into some of them greats and shit. Shit, Michael Jackson came up at Motown. You feel what I'm saying? So shit, he got a chance to see them legends and shit. Smokey, yeah, I think he was still Marvin Gaye, the Temptations, the Diana Ross and them and shit. You know what I'm saying? So he got a chance to tap into them legends at a very young age. You know, he got it both. And that's the one thing that really just made him. He was amazed. He was tapped in. He was tapped in. I can tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But that's where they wanted to, because once you tap in, it's hard to tap out. So a lot of them is Freemasons now. But we want to, but it's more than just being a Freemason, because most of them motherfuckers don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. you know, most of them don't know shit. So just saying, oh, you know, a Freemason, but Mike, probably because Mike was throwing up fucking Masonic hand gestures at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of Freemasons was probably guiding Michael Jackson, from jump. I would probably believe his father was a Freemason, Joe Jackson, because he was throwing up some Masonic shit at a young age. I don't but they do have that branch for the young, you know what I'm saying? They call that shit they named it after the what's his name? He was the last Grand Masters of the Knights Templar. And that's for the young, that's for the youth. It's for, and you got to be you got to be connected to a Freemason to even get in it, you gotta get you gotta get a reference from a Freemason to even get in it. So I'm quite sure he was. Shit, 33rd degree. They got shit above that. They got shit above that. Even when you look at that one blood on the dance floor. You see a lot of them you see that checkerboard, and you see that checkerboard floor and all of that. So yeah, he knew martial arts shit. Michael Jackson probably knew a whole lot of shit. The way he be kicking his goddamn leg, I heard he could scrap. They say he'd be ready to put hands on the motherfucker. Motherfuckers can't believe it, but they say Michael put hands on the motherfucker. Yeah, real talk. It'd be a motherfucker come out his trick bag and be like Bruce Lee on your motherfucking ass. Nigga put all kind of judo chops on your ass, and before you know it, you be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But he beat his case, man. And so for people to try to make their own, especially coming behind them two pieces of shit who the white boy, because he lied and said Mike didn't do it, then he want to come back and say, yeah, man, get on up out of here, man. You're not you're not trustworthy at all. Y'all motherfuckers was on a money grab, and then he tried to come around because probably mom and daddy spent all the money, and then he tried to come around and re-up on some shit. Yeah, Joe Jackson had to bend. You understand? He had to bend. Tried to he tried to come around and get paid again. But I'm just, man, they saying Michael Jackson music is back. Shit, they saying, back on the charts again. Say he and then went up the charts. Shit, that's crazy, man. Mike might be that motherfucker might hit number one again. That's crazy. He might hit number one again. And the man been dead, you know what I'm saying? They saying he in the top 10. He got a song. I don't know if it's Billie Jean. Yeah, I think he came in number 7. That's crazy. Some motherfuckers can't never do it and they alive, and this motherfucker right now at number 7 on the top 40. And they saying the man streaming like crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? The man is streaming like crazy. And so this man then already sold over a bit. Man, Michael Jackson has sold over 1 billion fucking records, man. Man, Michael Jackson then sold over 1 billion fucking records, man. You feel me? But anyway, family, I'll see y'all in a minute. Click that link, get over there, get over there to Patreon General SETI, get that work. I'm gonna pull that Michael Jackson a quote video up, and I got a lot of stuff on there. I think I got R. Kelly on there too. So y'all get ready for that. Black Power. You say Mike beat up Tupac? Oh man, I heard they got some. I don't know, man. I heard something like that. That's crazy. Ray, Ray a shit starter, man. Ray a shit starter. That's Ray, boy. Ray a show gets yeah. Ray crazy, that motherfucker, boy. I tell you. All right, I'll see y'all in a minute. Black Power.